DoorDash.
First off, we got DoorDash. I'm just gonna put this as display. I'm not saying this is my ranking just yet, but we got DoorDash. What is your opinion on DoorDash in general?
Well, I gotta say, DoorDash is all about the RNG. It's all about praying you win, guessing the right one, staying back, and just watching. If you're in the front, you most likely get the wrong door the further you go into the game.
Yeah.
And the more in the back you are, the more it requires your insight. So how is everyone doing? Which door is gonna open first? You know. So in my opinion, it's not really skill based. And
True.
That's why I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I do think it's definitely not like up there in my opinion. I'm currently between meh and not a fan because I do like myself a little bit of skill-based games. And DoorDash, it really is about getting the right one. It's just trying to get the right one, or just have good odds, get the multiple choice right, and yeah. There is definitely a category of people that is a fan of that, but personally, I'm not a fan of it because, yeah, I just prefer my skill-based ones. So I can agree on the not a fan category. I think that's a fair shout on that.
Yeah,
All right.
Totally.
Next one we got over here is Fall Ball. What do you think of Fall Ball?
Ooh. Fall Ball's a tricky one. Fall Ball is depending on your teammates and how good you are feeling on one day. Because I had a lot of different Fall Balls, which I felt good. I was goalie and I love defending on Fall Ball. But yeah, for sure, when you're attacking and like everyone is just attacking, and you're the only one defending, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
So,
like what I have with Fall Ball as well is that, as you said, most of people are about the attacking life, and because I know people are like that, I'm automatically starting off as a defender. Because I know not everyone is as good as defending as some others. So that's why it's low-key forcing me to go there. And I'm now thinking as well about like the new variations they've put into the game with like the twisty thingy at the middle. And there's actually a version with 4 balls. And there's like a tiny wrecking ball in both goals. Not that it does much, the wrecking balls, but the fact that it has 4 balls in one of them is really tricky as well.
Yeah. This one is from me. It's between alright and meh, because the alright version of my opinion is it's skill based, and
I had meh in mind myself.
Yeah.
I think it's like meh, but it's like like this somewhat. It's like on the edge.
It's in between. Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah.
But yeah,
I think a meh as well, honestly, because it really relies on other people.
Yeah, like let's say if I would be playing Fall Guys with 3 other people in my lobby, then I would be able to say it's alright if everyone makes it through, and then But
I can 100% agree on that.
Because that barely is the case, I'm gonna put it in meh because you have to rely on other teammates, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's totally a meh.
So yeah. Next up would be Slime Climb over here.
In my opinion, Slime Climb is god tier. It has the variety of being skilled and not being skilled in the perfect balance, because it's just the course, and the course is very straightforward. The downside is, you got it with other people, and you could be unlucky, but like Slime Climb, you rarely just get eliminated unless you're unlucky, and a lot of people get unlucky, and a lot of them don't. So I say god tier because I really like it.
I was personally between god tier and alright myself, because this is definitely one that requires skill. You have to like do platformer sections properly, the right timing. Of course, you got other people that try to take you down and whatnot, but it's not as bad as other games, for instance. It's all about you. Of course, some people can be annoying, but I feel like you got a fair bit of time to make it to the top.
Yeah,
And the place where you die the most often, I feel like, if you die on this game mode, is at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I can definitely say that it's definitely one of the better ones. I'm very happy to put it on the God tier section.
Yeah, agreed.
So, next one we have is Fruit Shoot. Now, at the start, I was like, I'm not sure what to think of Fruit Shoot. I wasn't a fan of it. But the more I've played it, the more I got used to like a pattern of like hugging the left or the right side to like slowly go up the mountain. So I'm somewhat in between in like the meh section, I feel like, almost.
I find this one a hard one. I'm like, it depends on how many people are in this Fruit Shoot. Fruit Shoot is mostly 20 to 10 player minigame.
Well, let's say, for example, you have, I don't know, 22 people, and only, let's say, 12 will make it through, or 13.
Yeah, if
let's
you
keep
have
that.
22 people against 12 qualified places, I feel like it's alright. Because it's not really, it's a straightforward strategy, which makes it meh. Everyone can do it, but the thing is, you can get unlucky as well. Just that one orange just shoots in your face, and you're just going down, and you're like very frustrated. In my opinion, yeah, I can agree with the meh, but I can also see this minigame as an alright. Because it's very straightforward.
Like it's like in between, really.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
You have your good days, you have your bad days on this. I'm gonna put it in meh. Some things can be up to or like for debate after this, after we've done like all the mini games, but this will be its spot for now. So over here we have Hit Parade, one of the starting game modes.
Hit Parade in my book is a easy alright. It's not God tier because in the Hit Parade you have the alternative one with the little sticks in the middle.
Yeah, the spinning sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of the doors. And that one makes, like, if you go down and jump on the slime instead of going over the barrels, you can have an easy advantage, which takes a lot of skill to get it down because you tip over a lot in.
No, I think we can agree on the right section.
Yeah.
Because which one do you prefer in the Hit Parade? The one with like these donut-looking things, or the one with the hammers?
The donuts.
Okay, yeah, same. Like I do like the variation they're putting into the game, but
absolutely,
some will definitely have my preference compared to other ones. Like for instance, with Slime Climb, I hate it when there's like hammers at the top. Like I despise that. I prefer like wrecking balls, or like the donuts, to call it that way.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna leave the final rounds for later on. So let me just make sure I get those.
Royal Fumble, middle left.
Yeah, here, and then the Jump Showdown.
Yeah, there you go.
Hoarders.
Here, yeah. Hoarders. Hoarders is a team game, and I'm not a fan of all the team games. And I'm going to say delete this because Hoarders is such an unstable game with the variation rounds you get. No, I'm absolutely not a fan of Hoarders. The ball physics, the people, and everyone teaming up on one team with the least balls. Yeah, that annoys the crap out of me. So I'm definitely saying delete this.
I think if they somewhat changed the ball physics, or like how you hit a ball, for instance, then I could put it up like to not a fan, for instance. But due to the fact that these balls are like very heavy and the physics, the physics with it is definitely meh. I'd be fine with deleting it. Like I've definitely got my minigames that I prefer over this.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I have to go now. I'll try to come back when I have time. Thank you.
For sure, like
have a
the
good one,
hoarders,
thank you.
I've lost a lot of my games on hoarders and on fall ball and on
Some
any
other
team
team-based
games.
Yeah.
And you're like, we shouldn't have lost it. You're in a 5-ball lead for example, and everyone is teaming up on you because you have the most balls. And then all of a sudden you have 0 balls left. That's like the most annoying thing.
I definitely think you need to look at these game modes when you're like solo queuing, when you're on your own without any other people. Like you have to base it off of like randos or randoms. Talk about team-based games. How about Hoopsie Daisy?
Hoopsie Daisy is an alright for me. Hoopsie Daisy has the perfect balance of mechanics, has the perfect balance of a bit of luck, and of course it's a team game. But this is like one of the more stable team games. You're just like having to rely on your sight, having to rely on your diving, and looking for other people what they're doing. This is solid, alright for me.
What I think personally, I can back the alright section, but sometimes I do have that feeling that your team can really let you down. Which, because as a teammate, it's somewhat dragging me into meh, but I think it's more into the alright section.
Yeah.
And for instance, I do really like what they've done with like the new hoop one, which we'll get into in a moment. But yeah, I'm fine with the alright section here. Now the next one is Jinxed.
Jinxed is a rough one.
Let's say I'm not the biggest fan of Jinxed because you're very dependent once again on your teammates. It's 20v20 in most occasions, I'd say. I am like between meh and not a fan personally. Because you're so dependent on other people. Of course you have to do your part as well. But I would personally actually go to not a fan.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's like a meh and not a fan as well. But for sure, I'm going to agree on not a fan. It's just a lot of hoping your teammates are able to either jinx or not get jinxed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just very, very hard to find a balance in this game. I have a strategy that's like, oh, I'm not jinxed. You know what? Let me get jinxed so I can help that one person out. And I feel like that's the best strategy, not having to dodge everyone. However, I did see a stream where someone didn't get jinxed for 5 minutes, and he was the last one left.
Oh, wow. But
Which
the
was
thing is,
really
if it took 5 minutes, then there was definitely someone on the other team that was doing insanely good as well. That's quite something. But the thing is, that was probably like a very good player. I can agree on that. But I have a feeling like me, for instance, I cannot run someone for 5 minutes. Let's say a minute is a lot in this game mode, depending on how fast it goes here and there. I think not a fan is a good place to put it in. And yeah. How about we move on to Perfect Match? The one with the fruits.
I say delete this.
Delete this.
No
Ooh.
skill, just luck. Not a lot of fun to play.
I mean, I wouldn't say luck necessarily. Like, you can actually like remember this in a way.
Yeah, but it still doesn't require skill. And I feel like for most people, if they get this, they're like, this whole game we're playing, that one game will take longer just because we got this one.
Yeah, true. And what I did notice, like, is that when you play this, most of the time, if people get eliminated, it's like a maximum of 5, if not even.
Yep.
So I think it's mostly a waste of time. I was gonna say not a fan, but I can back delete this. Like, I can definitely back that. I prefer certain other game modes over this one.
Yep.
All right. Then we go to, let's actually do rollouts. What do we think about
Rollout.
rollouts?
A rollout. That's a meh or alright for me.
All right.
Rollout, you have a lot of those grabbers, you have a lot of those people who just love to grab you, and I know a lot of the patterns in rollout. Whenever I'm doing a rollout, I'm like, oh yeah, now is the part where it's just a long straight platform where you can just stick on for 10 seconds, and then hop on with the rest of this rollout. The thing that gets me a lot is other people, and I'm gonna say it's alright, because yeah, other people, yeah, of course you get other people grabbing you, and that's normal, but I feel like if you're playing and you're doing well, and you're just getting through those rounds and see other people fall, it makes you feel pretty decent about yourself, like, I'm not a noob.
Yeah, like I must say, I do like the design, for instance, on this level as well. And of course you do have people that grab you or push you, stuff like such, but it's not too unfair in a way. Of course, sometimes you'll have your moments when you're like, okay, this is dumb, or let's put it that way at least. But yeah, I come back alright. And it definitely requires some kind of skill. You need to do a little bit of platforming, and I'm alright with it. All right, next one we got. Let's actually do a starter one here. Dizzy Heights. What I have in mind is meh at the moment. It's not crazy. It's not too tough. It's not. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's fairly easy overall.
I'm in a mess. Well,
I think mess alright. I think it's a fair starter, which it is.
I think it's just one of those games, you know, when you like either get hit by a ball 5 times and you're just very unlucky with other people, or you just go smooth sailing to the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, it's a meh.
And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of TheMikeyD, aka the Hammer.
I think everyone is a big fan of TheMikeyD on Dizzy Heights.
All right.
Everyone, if I see it, I'll take it any day. Even though I fail, I just keep trying to get TheMikeyD. Doesn't matter what. I'm just gonna keep trying on TheMikeyD.
Yeah, exactly. I got that on multiple maps, but yeah. How about Rock and Roll, which is one of a more endgame game? Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm not a fan. And that's because a lot of people think the strategy is
sabotage other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just not the way to go.
Yeah. It pretty much, when people are actually pushing this and doing it properly, then I'm saying, yeah, that's solid. It's meh. It's, you know, the middle. But it does occur so often that people just decide to run along, and then. So I would definitely put it in not a fan. It's a solid game mode. It's definitely not bad. Like, I want to keep it in the game, but it's definitely not my go-to. Definitely not.
Yeah, 100% I agree.
We got ourselves Seesaw. Definitely not one of my favorites, that's for sure. But I don't mind it.
Daniel.
I don't mind it too much. It's definitely not up there in my favorites, but it's not the worst. Of course, you do have your situations where people just don't understand gravity, and your thing is just sideways for most of the game. But I don't mind it. I can play it. Most of the time you start off with it, so a lot of people will go through to the end, so you can mess up a bit. I would personally say meh. How about you?
I'm with alright actually. I feel Seesaw is just going to take on your insight. It's just relying on what are other people are going to do and what am I going to do, and I feel like if you just go and rely on, okay, other people are going to do this, then I'm going to do the other way, I feel like that's more rewarding. Like looking forward and seeing what saws are next and seeing what people are going to do. I really like it. Seesaw is probably one of my favorites actually.
I mean, I come back alright. I'm not gonna put it in God tier, definitely not. But I come back alright. I'm fine with alright.
Alright.
Alright, so we're gonna start with tail tag.
Delete this.
Yeah, let's just get over with it.
Let's
And we're
start.
gonna get team tail tag. It's team and it's a tail. Get it out.
Get the royal fumble out of the
Royal
way also.
fumble, delete it. We need to
out.
get rid of tail games. They're stupid. Like, I don't even get a royal fumble often because you can only play with like 7 max or something, or 8.
Something like that.
It's dumb. The graphic, or not the graphics, but just what's the word for it? Just, it doesn't make sense. The reach of people grabbing doesn't make sense.
It's all the desync.
Desync is such a big part of this, and it's so annoying. Yeah, we just get rid of these really. I may have to change the screen because it's gonna be a little bit bigger than I expected, the overall thing. So give me a second.
Yeah, no worries, take that.
So let's
For sure, when I look back at all the team games I did, it's like, and all the tail games. I mean, it's like a lot of luck. It's just a desync, man. Someone is what 5 meters away from you, and you're still getting grabbed, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, I actually make sure this like at the start it's like the worst.
Yeah.
And I think the team one.
But which one is worst? Team tail tag?
I think
Royal fumble?
I think I mean royal fumble shouldn't exist. And then tail tag and then team tail tag, because with team based ones you still have some kind of luck. But I think this is at least this is the order. You got royal fumble, tail tag, team tail tag, and just the rest.
Yeah, if you fuck up in team tail tag, it's like it's less impactful than normal tail tag and royal fumble.
And with tiptoe, the next one, I almost want to say just get rid of it because I despise it so much.
I don't agree. I really don't. I want to put it on there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll put it on not a fan then, but I'll put it low, very low on not a fan, because it's too crowded for like the small platforms they are, and it's so slippery. You just get pushed up without even intending to do so. It's just no one wants to try, which is part of the game. But it's just such a mess, and you bump into one another, and you slide off multiple times, and then you'll slide off at like the end, and then the rest makes it, and you're at the start again.
Yeah. I really get why people are not a fan, or even wanting to delete the tiptoe, but I want to put it on meh, in my opinion, because tiptoe is one of the more balanced games. It's like you can see which ones are real and which one are not. Because
you can see the
real ones
shaking
aren't
thingies. Yeah.
So it relies on you paying a lot of attention. And if you see me playing a game of tiptoe, you mostly see me silent because I'm just paying so much attention to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And in a lot of the tourneys I played, in the Fall Guys tourneys from Ben TV, I actually got a lot of tiptoe finals, and you can actually see me just going complete silent and actually getting through pretty decently. But for sure, it's definitely not one of my favorites. But I think it's very underrated for what it's capable of.
Like I'm telling you, it is a very creative concept. I do see that, but the way it is within Fall Guys, it's just terrible in that sense. Because, as I said, the sliding off and this and that. So I see the potential, but within Fall Guys, it's just not. I'm sure you can understand what I mean with it, but yeah. Like I can see the upsides of it as well, but it just feels like these things are made of ice, and you just slide off when you get gently pushed by anyone. So yeah.
I totally get it. 100%.
We got ourselves a starter one, which is a whirligig, with like the middle launching part as well.
Convincing god tier. Convincing god tier. Whirligig is at the beginning a bit of luck. Boost yourself forward, boost yourself or not. It really depends on your tactic. The treadmill after that, you can go up. You could just take the full treadmill and dive over instead of jumping on the little yellow platform. Then further on near the end, the bigger treadmill with the little, how do you call that? The turning things.
No, I understand what you mean, but yeah, exactly.
Like that big treadmill, you could just dive underneath it. I really learned to get that consistently, and
yeah, exactly. Same here.
It's just testing your patience as well.
Yeah, I definitely think it's. I'm not. This is like not final, but I definitely think it's the best one out of like the starters. For instance, with Dizzy Heights or with DoorDash or the other door one. The gate crash, for instance. I can back it. I can back. I was kind of with alright, like this, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But I come back God there. I come back it.
Yeah, it's just such a solid starter, and every time I get this one, I'm like relieved because I know I'm really good at this map.
Yeah, like even if you don't make it like the first time, you can be like, okay, let me take the save route now and actually make it properly and be done with it.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be risky again and try it again, which I tend to do as well. Moving on to Gate Crash. I would say Gate Crash is definitely not the best starter because that's Whirligig here. I would say I could back alright, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's alright. There are patterns that you have to somewhat read. And yeah, there's not much to say. It's alright. Now, we got ourselves Egg Scramble.
So the first question I want to ask you, Mikey, is: are you an egg stealer or are you an egg defender?
What I do overall, I'd say, is I start off with getting everything out of the middle, legit everything. Then it is a tough one, I must say, but I would definitely say stealer more than defender. Of course, if we have like, let's say 1 or 2 gold, I'll be like, okay, we have to be protective about this, but
they do that, yeah.
But yeah, I would say more of a stealer than defender overall. Personally.
I'm going to agree. Stealer, I'm more of a stealer as well. I developed a little tactic when to consistently show out X like every 3 seconds.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm 100% with X Scramble being in alright, because I can see the luck, I can see the skill. It's just the teaming up I really don't like again. Same with Hoarders. I'm not a fan because it's a triple team game.
Yeah, exactly. If 2 teams back up or attack you like only your team, you're screwed.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm actually between alright and meh, but I want to say alright because I just know a lot of the tactics people use require a bit of skill. So
true. Like I would say I'm like in between, but as a majority vote, I'll put it on alright. Let's see. Let's do Block Party first. Now, as far as I
want to hear your take first.
With Block Party, as far as I know, you have 2 or 3 different patterns, and there's one pattern which you need to be in front for, which is like it's about the final part. It's like you have let me just keep it here. It's like it goes left, right, and then even faster. And if you're not in the front, then people will push you down with you on accident, which is so annoying. It really is. Of course, this does require a fair bit of skill. I can definitely see that part of it. I am currently... I really do like the concept. I think it definitely requires skill. It does have its annoying moments, but I see the potential. I'm between God tier and alright, I'd say.
I'm going to say alright. And it's an alright for me because it's recognizing patterns, as you said. And
exactly.
I'm seeing it as it's being split up in phase 1 and phase 2.
Yeah.
And the most people always get eliminated in phase 2.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in like the left right pattern.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
The reason I'm giving it an alright and not a god tier is because it's very limited in what are you going to do. It's just remembering a pattern and just knowing when to go left, when to go right. I have a tournament clip of me saying and to the left and to the right, and you could just see me walking there already, and everyone else is just staying there because they don't know the pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of being in the back and getting pushed over by other people.
Very true. Yeah.
Like, if you know the pattern and you know how everything is going, and you get screwed over by someone grabbing you or by someone falling over, really annoying.
Yeah, like I'm okay with it, right? Now we have ourselves Jump Club, which is the one in between. I would say with like a game which is not a final, just a casual one, I'm alright with, man. Like, that's not much I have to say about
I
this.
don't have a lot to say about Jump Club, just a bit of jumping, and you can get unlucky sometimes. I'm with meh.
Now, this is a personal thing. This is very personal to me.
This is going to be a personal one, yes. The finals are always personal.
Jump show... Wait, have we or... Wait, I think... Yeah, okay, this final, the Till one.
Royal
Yeah,
Rumble.
fuck it. Jump Showdown. Personally, this is very personal. I'm saying God tier. But that's a very
My
personal.
personal opinion is not a fan.
Not a fan. So
I
we're between alright and meh on that note.
Yeah.
I'm saying God tier because this is my best one. Best out of the 4. I know a little bit of strats of when to jump here and there, and I don't do it often, but I know the strategy of like grabbing someone before the thing comes by and you let go and you jump over and they fall.
Yeah.
I know the rhythm.
That's my least favorite thing about Jump Showdown. It's the grabbing at the end. Like, you're so long into a game of Jump Showdown. Like,
True.
You spent almost 3 minutes in a Jump Showdown,
Mm-hmm.
and there's I don't know if you know this, Mikey, but if you stay too long in a final,
Mm-hmm.
it eventually stops the show and gives everyone left in the stage a crown.
Oh really? I've never
Yeah.
had that personally.
And there's like a timer of like 5 minutes. And
Okay.
I've been in a game for 4 minutes of Jump Showdown
Mm-hmm.
and like somewhat seconds, so I was really excited for the show to end, and like 3 people getting the crown. And at the end, like, someone just straight up grabs me and just gets hit by the pole himself and lets me get hit by it, and I get eliminated, and I got so frustrated. I
very
don't lose
fair.
my cool. I don't lose my cool often in Fall Guys, but that was a moment I almost threw my controller out of my face.
Oh boy. No,
But
that's
yeah,
fair.
I'm not a fan. I'd rather have it on meh, because the grabbing and people, you can never expect people, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like-
also debating about the alright, because yeah, it's skill based.
Yeah. Like, I will say I don't often grab on this game. Like, I try to just jump normally and do like the actual jump part of the one. I decide to like pretty much not grab, but at some point it's inevitable. Some point, because if they grab you, then it's you or them. You know, then you have to do it back to actually overcome them. So this if it's really personal, it would be Top God tier. You're saying not a fan. It's somewhere between this.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say alright now, but I feel like you're gonna be very personal about Fall Mountain, which
Ooh.
like we can change this. We can change this later.
No,
But
I'm okay with alright.
But if we go to Fall Mountain, what's your first initial thought on which category?
My initial thought about Fall Mountain is alright. I'm definitely not saying God tier on Fall Mountain. And that's because, you get unlucky and sometimes you're like in a 50-50. Someone is on the left side, someone's on the right side, and you feel like you got earlier there, but then there's the desync problem we had like at the beginning. I'm alright with Fall Mountain, but I'm definitely saying alright and not God tier because of the desync.
What I personally would say is I'm between these personally. Between meh, not a fan. And I can say it's just a desync, which is annoying as hell. I've had so many times that I was pretty much second place. Let's put it that way. Even if it doesn't say second place. I was pretty much second place. If it was fair or not fair, most of the time I lose in a certain manner, which just happens to be the case. It's fucked. It's annoying, but it is what it is. But there are a fair amount of times as well where I lose due to the desync. So that's why I kind of want to go towards not a fan due to it. But you're like, alright, so I feel like it's gonna turn in meh. I don't know, it's just like, if there was a middle section here, then I would put it in the middle section somewhat.
Yeah. But I think meh is on its place for Fall Mountain. I think not a lot of people are a fan, and I don't think.
Yeah. Like I do like the concept, I really do, but the desync does ruin a lot. It really does. And talking about finals, our final one here is Hexagon. What do we think of Hexagon? I kind of want to say this.
You kind of want to God tier?
It is not my personal favorite, but it has so much potential. It does have its. Let's say I'm between God tier and alright, somewhere in there.
I'm going to say straight on God tier.
I mean, I think that's fair. It's definitely it's not the easiest one.
It really depends on the amount of people are in.
Very true. I feel like when you have, let's say, up until 10, it is definitely God tier. Above it, let's say between 10 and 20, it gets so crowdy. It feels like it.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think below 10 is always skill based, and above 10 is always luck based.
It has like a bigger portion.
But I think
that
that makes Hexagon the perfect final game.
True. Even though I do like Jump Showdown more personally, but that does have to do with the part that I am better at it than Hexagon. I'm still solid in Hexagon, but definitely better at Jump Showdown. But I'm happy to keep it in God tier.
Yeah, I think this is a tier list I would make. I would 100% make personally.
And what I have over here still, let's see if I can bring it up here properly. I'm gonna talk about Wall Guys first.
Fill them in. I will do my take after yours.
Alright, so we're gonna start off with Wall Guys. Now, Wall Guy, give me a second. That's not the right scene. This one, Wall Guys, over here. Let's make it. I mean, it's not that good of a quality right now. But here we have ourselves the Wall Guys. We know what it is. I am not a fan of it. I do like the concept. I'm definitely gonna put that out here. I am a fan of the concept. But with this, it really is the case that if you aren't with, let's say, the first 5 people, a random number, but let's say the first 5 people, if you aren't like in front with those people, then you're somewhat screwed. You're gonna have a bad time, guaranteed, because there's so many people. Normally it's, let's say the number's 25 people at the start, and 15 of them are gonna make it through. If you're not with, let's say, the first 5 to like 7, 8, then you're gonna have a tough time with all those people around you. So many people are gonna knock you off, they're not gonna let you grab on the ledge, all that stuff. So, because if I would purely look at like personal experience, I would say, I would almost say delete this. But because it does have its potential, I am gonna say not a fan as of right now, but it can move up to meh after a conversation. Let's put it that way.
I'm going to say meh.
You're going to say meh, okay. So
I'm going to say meh, and I'm going to say that because it's another inside game. Just what are other people going to do? Like
exactly. Well, I'll leave it here actually because I have the option to.
Yep. I'm going to say it's depending on other people, and that's what makes it less fun.
Yeah.
But I think it's a game which you should not just count out because other people are screwing you over.
True. No, I'm definitely not counting it out. It is a very cool concept. I really do like the concept, but due to the way it is, it's just not as fun if you're not in the first line. If you're in the first line, you can make the most epic jumps with like no one around you, and you can do solid. You can do great. But if you are, or if you mess up at the start, or if someone gets in your way at the start, then you're somewhat screwed. You're like not in a good place. You have to do so much additional effort. So that's that really. Next one is our lovely hoop minigame. Hoopsie Legends. Let me actually make the correct size over here. The hoopsie one.
I don't really agree on that, Daniel. But I'll get back to that.
I actually am a fan with the fact that this isn't team-based. It is fully your task to get the rings. Like, you're not dependent on the team. It's all your... it's fully based on you. And let me just cheat for a second. We have put Hoopsie Daisy on our right. Let me just keep that in mind. But yeah, I am a big fan of this. Of course, I think the stuff with like the moving platforms can be somewhat odd every now and then. I feel like there is a slight improvement there, but I feel like I'm currently in between alright and God tier. What is your opinion on this?
I feel like I'm going to say alright, because the hoops physics is again with these things.
Very true.
Get through a hoop on the same time. And I'm going to say alright because I don't like the map actually.
That's fair. I think it is a very good concept. It really is. But it could be even better. So I think alright is a fair statement to make over here.
Yeah.
Next one we got going on is Night Fever. Let me actually select that right here. Night Fever. Of course, another starter. Now, what I have in mind straight away, I think the most difficult part is the middle part with like the little pink spikes. With like the spinny thing. Once again, I'm in between God tier and alright. I think I'm a fan of it. It might be easy when you're past a certain part. It might get a bit boring after a while, but I haven't reached that point yet of it being boring because it's brand new. So I'm in between this. So what is your opinion on this?
I'm full for God tier.
I can definitely back that. I think it's a very cool concept. I really do like it. Maybe after some time, let's say when a new season is out, maybe this will like change, in my opinion. But as of right now, I think it does deserve its God tier. I'm
just very excited for when they going to release the alternative maps again, like the mid-season changes.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of Night Fever is going to just take a lot of the map changes they're going to implement really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, last but not least, the Egg Siege. Let me actually cheat one more time what the other Egg game mode was placed on. We have placed it on alright. So, Egg Siege. I gotta say, I think the map is quite big. It definitely is quite big, which is not necessarily good. It does have its good parts. The holes where the eggs go into are huge. They really are. I do like the concept they are going for. But once again, I'm not a fan of the map. I would say it's definitely not worse than Egg Scramble. I would say alright.
I want to say meh.
Yeah, it's like... You know what?
It's in between.
We'll put it in between here. Same as last one. It's that... Yeah. It really is.
I'm not a fan and I'm a fan. It's the big map indeed that gets me off guard, but it's for sure also the amount of players that could be in the map, and it's if you like compare it to X Scramble is mostly 70-77 or something, and if you look at X Siege, it's also 70-77.
It's too big for the amount, that's for sure.
They should make this like instead of the build tag games, honestly.
You know what? I can actually just say that. I feel like there is it's too big.
Yeah, I can back that.
I'll put it on that. I feel that's fair.
That's about it, I guess.
Yeah, that is it. That's that pretty much. Yeah.
I don't feel like a lot of the maps go intended as the developers are making it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like people are enjoying the maps they have and they like, and I think the variety of the maps and the amount of how many people play this game, if whether you're skilled or you're just lucky, I think this game is perfectly balanced with the levels it has.
Yeah, the one thing I would say to the game, which is their biggest problem, is desync.
Yeah.
That's their biggest problem, really. For instance, with Dead by Daylight, you have hitboxes, and over here, it's desync, really. So yeah, that is...
That's about it.
That's the end of the tier list,
really. I got nothing more to add to it.
Yeah, sounds good.